All right. Welcome to Balik Music, and today we have a very special guest, one of the most talented musician from Japan mixed with Australian or Australian mixed with Japan. But obviously, he's the one that very talented, Mr. Multitasker, the one and only Mr. Taka Perry.
Hello, thanks for having
Hey
me.
Taka, how you doing? You good?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm in Tokyo right now, and it's a little bit cloudy. It might rain, but I moved here 4 weeks ago, and so I'm uh I'm just enjoying being out here and experiencing life and making music with artists over here.
All right. So you are in Tokyo, so we do the greetings in Japan, Ohio.
Hiyo, well, that's in the morning. Now
Oh,
it's
okay.
konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. Sorry, my bad. So I want to congratulate you with your two latest singles, Express and Believe. So we're talking about the first single first. It's Express. What is song about and how the inspiration come?
Yeah, well, I guess the song is, I mean, the beat and the lyrics, it's all about like moving and speed and I guess the whole song kind of revolves around the idea of using trains as the metaphor for the speed. So everything from the lyrics being about, express and this beat having a railroad sample from Japan, which is a very familiar sound for anyone that's grown up in Japan. And then obviously the music video, it's all taking place in trains and train stations.
So you put the express with the train, right?
Yes,
You translate
exactly.
the express with the train that is express. So kind of great ideas. Okay, in the song you put the sound of a train. So it's basically you come into the train station or just how the creative process behind it.
Yeah, well, like I said, that sound of the railroad crossing is everyone that grew up in Japan knows that sound, and myself included. And we made the song, Leon and I got together in the studio and we made the song maybe in a 3 hour studio session. And I didn't really have any idea of what we were going to make before I went in. And I was just kind of looking for different sounds, and I just had the idea of making a beat around the railroad sample. So I dragged that in and then started putting some drums on top of it. And then like very quickly it just started to be a thing, and Leon was writing his verse and the chorus behind me, and it was just everything kind of fell into place naturally. So, a lot of times those creative ideas you can't really plan for them. They just sort of happen and then you have to chase that idea.
Well, great. So this kind of a great work together because it's kind of anti-mainstream. You make a sample from the kind of unusual things to
Yeah.
try train sound. And one interesting thing is you work again with Leon. So we're just curious, how did you meet Leon for the first time, and this is the third time you collaborate with him?
Yeah, so the first time I knew about Leon was maybe 5 years ago. It was one of my first music trips to Tokyo, and I actually went to his show as a fan. And then I thought he was really dope. And maybe the next year we got to connect and started working on different music together. And the first one that we released was 1234, which was in 2021. And then I guess when we made that song, it was during COVID. So I was in Australia, he was in Japan. No one could really travel anywhere. So it wasn't until maybe 6 months after 1234 was released that I got to meet him in person, and we were working together in the studio. And then ever since that until pretty much now, we've been working on a whole collection of music, and we just decided it would be fun to put it all together into an album and release it together. And that's sort of what brings us to now.
So, as you said before, you working together in 1234 before. So, what is the difference? So, the difference you working together with Leon is beside the location. Is there any difference
Yeah,
time?
I think once we had this idea of it being an album, I started approaching a lot of the music we made a lot more conceptually of like how does it fit into the context of the album rather than like just making beats and different vibes. I wanted to make sure that all the songs that we make kind of have some sort of central theme or narrative in it. So in that sense, there's a bit more intention when we work together. But also on the other hand, because we've worked together so much, we've sort of got a good creative chemistry in the studio where I can sort of anticipate the type of bars or the type of flows that he might put on a song and vice versa. So it's a very natural creative process making this record.
So you can say this is much more easier than before you collaborate with him.
Yeah, and I think that goes with anyone that I work with. You know, the first time you meet, you obviously haven't spent any time together, so you're still sort of working out what sort of music they like and what sort of, you know, common threads you have creatively. And then once you find that, it just becomes easier every time working with the same person in the studio.
All right. So next question, Express is your part of your next EP, the Grieving Tapes. Can you tell us how's the EP will be and and how's the process right now for the EP?
Yeah, so we're getting close to the EP release. My latest single actually gives maybe a bit better of an insight into what the Griffin tapes will be. So I just put out a song last week called Believe with Leon, and we had some features. We had Ramen Girl from Indonesia, and Sokodomo from South Korea, and YNG Martyr from Australia. And so it's a very global track. We've got 4 languages on it, and that whole global approach to the music carries over very much into the Griffin tapes in that I wanted to make an album that at the core of it is a Japanese hip hop record, but it also takes a lot of guests and features from around the world. It was sort of with the intention that hopefully listeners in Japan can, through this album, be introduced to some of the really cool artists that are doing cool things in different countries. And listeners in the other countries can also be introduced to, you know, Japanese hip hop as well as other countries' hip hop. So hopefully it connects a lot of people and creates a lot of new fan bases across countries.
Yeah, hopefully. So let's talk about the Express music video. How's the idea came and why you choose the collaboration with Red Maroon Studio?
Right. So it was maybe around the start of the year. We had finished most of the songs and I was sort of working out how to do these videos. And I'd previously come across Red Moon's work. They're actually 3 guys from Amsterdam, and they come to Japan a lot and just shoot really awesome film clips. They're just 3 guys with a lot of cool ideas, and you know, I wanted to work with someone that it felt very much like a collaborative process. Like I wanted to hear their ideas instead of me having to formulate everything and then just execute it. So in that regards, once we started working together, I sort of sat down and kind of visualized what I would imagine the music video for Express to look like. And then we went back and forth with the Red Moons guys and sort of ended up with the final concept. And then we shot all the music videos around the end of February over a 3-day span.
Great. So we can say that you are a guy who loves to collaborate with someone with others. So in your latest single, also believe you collaborate with a lots of musicians, and they also sing the lyrics in their own language, right? So is that do you it's where you get the ideas from that, and it's on purpose?
Yeah, well, I I think over the last couple years I've gone to a lot of different countries and, you know, tapped into a lot of different music circles and I always felt like I was sort of entering and exiting these little, well, not little, but different uh yeah, groups of musicians and I just love connecting those circles. I also love, especially with hip hop and rap, the different languages give, you know, create different flows. So depending on the language they're singing in, the type of rhythm that you can get in a rap is very different. So when you combine multiple languages in a song, the range of uh types of verses is a lot more open.
Okay, so you can speak Indonesia.
I can't speak Indonesian. I know selamat pagi.
Great, good morning, selamat
That's
pagi.
it.
Wow, wow, wow. Is there any other words you know from
Uh
Indonesia?
Terima kasih.
Ya, terima kasih,
Uh
thank you.
and then sampai jumpa.
Sampai jumpa, ya, ya, ya.
Yeah.
Great, great, great. I heard the song before, the Believe song, and it's kind of wow, Ramen Girl rapping with Indonesia, like wow, banyakan gaya, something like that was kind of dope.
Yeah, it's great. I don't know what she's saying, but sounds great.
Yeah, yeah, so very good. So I was shocked when she said like banyakan gaya. Wow, wow, it's nice
Yeah.
song. So next question, and you and Leon also collaborated with Indonesian musician or Ramen Girl. Can you tell the story about that? Why you chose Ramen Girl besides the other rapper in Indonesia?
Yeah, so I think Ramen Girl and I first connected online maybe at the start of this year. I was already across her music and I just thought I'd reach out and say hello, and then I'd sent her a whole bunch of beats that I had made. And one of them just before Believe got released as her single. It's called Want Me Back. So we were working on that online for a while. And then at the same time, I was also working on Believe with Leon. And I had already gone to Korea and recorded Sokodomo's verse. I'd already been in LA where I recorded YNG Marta's verse. And I just wanted like one more verse. And because I was working with Ramen Girl a lot at that time, it felt like she would be a really cool, option to bring into the track. So I hit her up. I was like, I've got this track with, 3 verses on at the moment. Would love to get another verse. And then she came back a little while later with her verse. And then that was kind of when I knew the song was ready to put out.
Great. Wow. It's kind of shocked. See Ramen Girl with you collaborating and this wow, so fire. Good. Okay. The last question. What's your plan for the next one? Maybe album tour or something?
Yeah,
Maybe
there's
come
a lot
to
of there's a lot of things in the works. Obviously the album is coming out very soon. There will be some shows coming up, which I can't say too much about just yet. Uh, and yeah, just a lot more music. We've got some more music videos, and yeah, I'm just really excited to put the whole album out and show everyone what we've been up to.
All right. Thank you so much, Taka. Can't wait to hear your
Yeah,
album
thank
soon,
you.
and maybe we can meet each other in Indonesia. And thank
Absolutely.
you so much.
Oh, thank
Have a
you.
great day.
You too.